How's it going, my truant people? DrSlaking, the Slacking Doctor, back with week 7, I believe, of the UBL. And this week, your Bowland Bovines are going up against JBWestside and his Arkansas Razorwinds, I believe. We're on Showdown. Let's jump into this because the crop's probably looking awful. Oh, no, I don't want that. Let's mute those sounds. JB said that he can't, what's the word I'm looking for, connect on LAN timer to people in Europe, so we're doing it on this. Shout out to Auto for the server. Yeah, we've basically got, like, this is the last game of the regular season. I think we're locked for playoffs. Like, we've lost one game all season. I'm still pretty sick, so I look like a mess, like a wannabe skater boy. What else kind of dreams can a 25-year-old man have? And yeah, we got a fun team. It's last week of the season. Don't think it really matters. It's just some offense bullshit. I got double life orb. I never run life orb, so you know it's just supposed to be fun. Anyway, let's have a look. His team, super drill week. Oh boy, Undersand, like wow, he didn't bring the Mudsdale. Yikes, yeah. Undersand drill looks incredible. Leeds, something like Nijmegen, something like Kamoa would be his hazard leads. I can switch into almost everything else. I don't like this Badger, but you know, what can you do? I'm going to lead Frostlass. It threatens two of his most prominent leads. I could probably get a spike up on this thing. It might want to Moonblast. I don't fear that too much, so I'm going to get a spike, and then I'm going to go Gigalith. Okay, I did more than I expected it to. I'll be real with you. I'm not going to calc, but like that might be offensive because 51 seems like a lot for like an Aromatisse. Aromatisse is trash, so. Okay, that did not seem like a lot. That makes more sense. I'm going to get them up. I'm just going to get some hazards up here, why not? Energy Ball, we chew. That did like the same as Moonblast. Jesus, Gigalith, can you please just calm down? I obviously can't really switch in on this thing super easily. We do outspeed it, which is good. We were supposed to, so I'm just going to Stone Edge for damage here as he goes into Kamoa. I could have gone for the explosion or something, but I want to keep my sand around in this game. I'm going to just go hard. Whimsicott. It's very easy to read, but like at the same time, this team's supposed to just be played really offensively. So I'm going to play it that way. Yeah, he goes for the Iron Head, fine. Do I think he's just going to go into anything here? Who took Sandstorm chip first? Me. That's fine. He's not Scarf. Could just Moonblast, trying to catch. I could just Psychic. I mean, trying to catch the Toxtricity. I'm just gonna Psychic. I'm fucking Life Orb anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Like, okay, I lose my Whimsicott. It's fine because that means that could go back into Yuki. I could just go into Drill and start doing things. So why wouldn't I do that? He has no switch into Iron Head, which is always my best play. So I'm gonna go for the Iron Head. All right, we lose a bit of whatever, but we don't take any sand chip with this boy. We force something in on potential rocks and whatever. As this thing comes out, does take the rocks damage. Do I think Life Orb Rock Slide just kills this thing? Do I need to kill this thing right now? I've got 2 turns of sand left. One more rock switch in is going to neuter this thing massively. Yeah, I don't need to kill it right now. As he U-turns out, fine. He has to come back in on rocks. Papa doesn't let in anything to whatever. I'm Assault Vest, so I'm not going to take a lot of damage from this. My hazards are just killing him right now. Yeah, I'm just going to Flash Cannon. As Doublade comes out, fine. I'm going to Shadow... I don't need to. I've got Vullaby, like, and he's just pivoting on hazards, which is... I regen on this. I haven't really spoken to my team. I'm Assault Vest. Regenerates Reuniclus. Sorry, it's so hard when you're racing this fucking like Wi-Fi time or whatever to be as thorough as you want to be. Hello, big boy. You're back, are you? Haha. I could go. I could, but I could. Do I need you anymore? Can I just get a free switch here? Let me think. Could just sack this to get the free switch into that. This could be Scarfed. I didn't speed creep Scarf with that, which means I'd need that to beat it. That would be pretty bad. Yeah, let's see if we take one. Fuck it. We've got regen. Like, we can... Yeah, we chew. So he's the throat spray set. Okay, I don't really fear this set. If he was Specs, like, I'd have to be more concerned. But now he's got the boost, but he didn't have the instant boost, so we can't instant 2 get KO. I was debating this with my front office the other day. I don't like this set. No shade to him for running this set. I just think Specs, just slap Specs on it and just watch things die. Because otherwise you have to wait. You don't get the instant power boost. Like that 55% he did with that second boom burst would have 2 KO'd me. I would have had to sack something. But, well, I don't know. If it was Specs, I could have gone into my Frostlass, I guess. But still, you get big chip off. Is the point. I'm gonna go back out to this. I'm gonna get my regen. No reason not to. This thing literally can't touch me. I can U-turn and be aggressive. I can foul play and stay in. Let's see. I have the hardest time switching into that. If I U-turn, what does that come in at? No, I'm just gonna foul play. That's fine. I like getting chip off on this anyway. I'm slowly just like positioning drill to the point where like it's in a really good spot. So this thing now comes in 29. Okay. Might have to sack something to get in Gigalith. Oh, I've got to bear in mind this thing can take away my sand, I guess. 25, yeah, it can still take away my sand. Do I sack off Reuniclus? Or do I sack off Frostlass? Reuniclus at this point I think is less useful. So I'm going to sack off Reuniclus. Oh, is these Veil? Okay. Can he even kill me? I don't know. Time to find out. Is this kill? No, this won't kill. If it had been Blizzard, maybe, but like not. So his Veil's his end game here. I'm going to Frostlass, stall out, turn a Veil. And we disable that, so that's pretty nice. Do I think he's light clay? He hasn't shown an item. Do I care? I could just get another spike. Help put everything. I mean, everything's going to die to drill anyway. I'm just going to get a spike. I don't think I need to do anything else. He's probably got a couple of turns of Veil left. This doesn't allow anything silly, so I can still stall out a bit of Veil. I got my spikes up. That's fine. We are AV. He's just trying to stop like a double dance setup set or a trick room sweep. I get that, but he can't sword stance on me with this thing because it's going to take a hell of a lot of chip from hazards. I've got Shadow Ball as it goes into Aromatisse. I don't need my Reuniclus anymore. Like I get trying to make a double to catch the Vullaby coming in, but I don't. There's no reason not to just click the super effective button. I think Psychic would have killed anyway, and we've pretty much successfully stored out Veil. At any point now, I just go boom with Gigalith, and this game's essentially over. Hazards are a bitch. Hazards are a bitch. This was a very fast game. I feel like my commentary was just non-existent, but I should save this. Like, there's no reason for me to just throw away this when it can take hits from this thing still in the late game as he misses his Hurricane. I'm gonna explode. It doesn't matter. That should be game. That should be game. I didn't know this thing would live spikes, I'm not gonna lie to you. But Scarf can't sweep me when I have Assault Vest Reuniclus. Scarf Noivern can't sweep me when I have Assault Vest Reuniclus. This thing can't kill Drill and can't come back in, so this game's over. Noivern can't. Even crit Scarf Draco Meteor isn't killing Reuniclus, and Reuniclus is killing with Psychic from 25%, and Psychic can't miss, so yeah, this game's it's just done. Super, like, fast-paced, just offense game, but that's what I wanted to run this week. I was like, I'm just going to bring some Life Orb shit, I'm going to bring some Sand shit, and I'm just going to click buttons. So, GG to my man JBWestside. Sorry that this was not analytical at all. Should we do a... Right, for those of you that subscribe for more analysis, we're gonna go through the replay. We're gonna go through the replay because that was so fast. I'm dropping it with GG. I'll do stats. Don't want to make him do stats. Upload a share replay. So it's saved. Ooh, excuse me. All right, let's. He's such a nice guy. I don't know him super well, but he seems like such a nice guy. I'll run through this very quickly. So, I didn't get to talk through the game plan, really. So, we need to, like... Oh, you won't let me go back to team preview fully? Never mind. I didn't really explain my thought process. I just clicked and you guys got to listen. So, essentially, this team was built around Life Orb, Drill, Sweep, and Undersand. His team, as you can see that he brought, is like insanely drill weak. Insanely drill weak, because he didn't bring the Mudsdale, which was a potential problem for me. I did have Choice Band Drill at one point, but I was like, no, I'll go Life Orb, because I want to be able to switch up my moves on things like the Doublade and the Noivern. So I was like, okay, we'll bring Life Orb instead. I think we might be adamant. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm assuming you guys can still see some of that, if not all of that. We're jolly, nearly max speed, so, you know, it is what it is. Violite, Foul Play, Brave Bird, Roost, U-Turn, you saw all this good stuff. Yeah, good, they're decent sets, that one's modest though, so that's fun. So anyway, the goal here was get Drill in to sweep, basically, and the way to do that seemed to be, like, to scout out what his potential Scarfers were, if it was like Scarf Noivern that I potentially didn't creep. I think I did creep Scarf Noivern in the end, looking at that EV spread, because basically I think what I ended up saying was that, okay, I want to be able to outspeed Komodo even outside of Sand, so that way I could definitely outspeed a +2 Komodo if he managed to Dragon Dance twice somehow. I was always just going to use Wims to pivot in on Komodo. Yes, if he'd Poison Jabbed on the switch, I'd have got bopped, but at the same time, like, Whimsicott was like a 7th Pokemon in this game. I didn't need it, it didn't do a turn. But Life Orb, Moonblast plus Psychic hit all of his team for at least neutral damage. Well, apart from the Doublade, but Doublade at the same time. I brought this thing for, which I just U-turn out into. So it's kind of that thing of like, okay, one thing, what was this? Oh, coronavirus, I'm still ill, don't hate me. If you guys didn't see my video that I put up at the weekend, I have coronavirus symptoms. I don't think I have coronavirus, but I am isolating for the safety of others just in case. It would be selfish of me to assume that I didn't have it when I have symptoms. So yeah, okay, this thing has one check. It's a Doublade, so we bring the Vullaby as an easy pivot to the Doublade. I click U-turn on Doublade if I want to. In this game, I didn't have to, and then I get in my Drill for free, and something dies. Like, something under Sand dies to Life Orb Drill. I had Heavy Duty Boots Frostlass with Ice Shard, Physical Frostlass. He had Double Dragon, so like potential setup on Komodo plus 4 times weak to Ice Shard and Fast Mon on Noivern. When I looked at my team, I was like, outside of Sandrush Drill, I could super lose to Noivern, unless I pivoted like I did with Reuniclus to get it healthy. This thing could potentially sweep me in the late game if Gigalith went down, and Gigalith was always going to boom at some point to get extra Drill in for as many Sand turns as I could. My plan was to get up Sand early, get a kill or 2 or 3 if I could with Drill early, and then wait for it to go down, boom again. I completely forgot he had his own weather, I'm not going to lie to you, just forgot about that, but until we saw it even in the game. So yeah, that was the idea of the team. I think that kind of covers everything. This thing, with the Assault Vest, could pivot in on Noivern, could pivot in on Aromatisse. It had coverage for everything on his team, could pivot in on Vanillux. Very, very solid, just regen, spam, offense. Again, looking at this team like this, you can see on my build here, this was max attack. This was max special attack, modest Life Orb. This is the, doesn't have any attack, admittedly. This thing's modest, heavily invested. This thing has 4 attack, but obviously it's relying on Foul Play. And this thing's max attack, nearly Life Orb. So we've only got 2 mons that are uninvested in attack, and one of them is literally just a pivot, and the other one's supposed to explode. And Explosion does good damage anyway because of its base power. So super offensive team composition. Anyway, let's talk through the game. So obviously here, I'm able to just get a Spike Up. We have a little bit of bulk, I believe, in this Frostlass. I can't quite remember. But I'm able to just get a Spike Up and then really pressure his team. We can see that his only defogger is the Noivern. And Noivern, if it wants to defog, is probably going to die. And if it dies, that's incredible, because that means I'm not relying on Drill to outspeed the Noivern. Suddenly we can look at things like Whimsicott as a win con, Frostlass a little bit more as a win con, because they outspeed everything on his team barring the Noivern. So that's why getting that spike down early is just so nice. It's so, so nice. Obviously, Jigglypuff comes in and laughs at this little pink blob. It's just like, are you trying to hurt me? Are you even trying? Go for the Stone Edge, no reason to predict. He has to take a spike and whatever. I didn't even know he missed in the game. Didn't even register. I just thought we did that little. But he takes spikes and he takes rocks, so we've now got the hazards up. Yes, it's a fairly safe play for him to Iron Head into my Gigalith or to catch the Whimsicott. Decent play. Looking back at it, I maybe could have read that and gone Reuniclus. My Reuniclus didn't have that much HP and wasn't physically defensive, so I still think this was the right play. Again, Psychic to cover Toxtricity switching. I didn't have to, but if it was Scarf Toxtricity and I Moonblasted into it, it would take Sand Chip plus Moonblast plus Rocks plus Spikes. The worm would kill me the next turn and take another turn of Sand Chip, so it would get one down to about 50%. But still, I don't want Scarf toxicity wall breaking against my team all game. Although, damage output would be so low against Reuniclus that I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, I probably should have Moonblasted. It would have been better to hit the Doublade as well. Yeah, that was a misplay. I should have Moonblasted. I should have done. That's okay though. You know, we made it. This is why it's good. This is why you should watch your replays back. Even if you win, watch your replays back and be like, actually, why didn't I just Moonblast there? Because even if Toxicity came in and was faster than me, that meant that it wasn't really a threat for the rest of the game because I knew it was Scarf. I got valuable information. I would also see the Sand Chip hit it first, so I'd be able to switch out accordingly, knowing it was Scarf, so I wouldn't even lose my Whimsicott. And I might as well have got stab damage on Doublade instead of non-stab damage if that had come in. So, and I could have killed this and still had a life or Whimsicott in the back, which would have been really cool. So, yeah, just very simple there. Like, even though we've won, we've gone through and we've identified like that was a mistake. That was sloppy. So, anyway, we Ironhead here. Basically, the reason that we do this is it forces a KO. Like, nothing can come in. If we'd gone into, say, Reuniclus, we would have had to take damage because we underspeed it. If we'd gone into, say, Frostlass, he maybe could have tried pivoting it into the Doublade, predicting me to have no Ghost move or something like that. Gone into Aromatisse, maybe wouldn't have taken too much damage from my Ice Shard. This just seemed the best way to force a KO and get the position which I want, which is Noivern coming in to find out what item this Noivern is. So, here his only play really is to pull off Scarf. We see that it's not Heavy Duty Boots. Had I seen Heavy Duty Boots there, that would have been great information for me, and I maybe could have just Life Orb Rock Slid if I thought it would kill. Rock Slid? Rock Slided. I don't know. But yeah, again, just easy ways to kind of gather information here by our positioning of using Drill to kill the Komodo. It seems like such a minor thing where you're like, well, you could have used the Frostlass, you could have used whatever, but in this case, it gave us valuable intel. So, I guess it's those minor details of positioning that are very good. Sometimes you don't really know, you don't necessarily like think super far ahead when you're doing it, but when you look back, you can be like, okay, so that was definitely the right thing to do for these reasons. The Aromatisse comes in on our Reuniclus, and I believe we just fire off a Flash Cannon because we don't fear Aromatisse at all. This thing comes out. I don't risk my Reuniclus because Shadow Claw is going to hurt. Don't need to risk it. I've got a Vullaby that always walls Doublade. That's why I've brought it. He obviously acknowledges that and makes an excellent double here. The problem is, his team is really scary if he makes those aggressive doubles when hazards aren't up. But with a Spike and Rocks, he can't keep doing that. He's just taken, 23%. It's not good for him. His Noivern's taken 25 as well from hazards, so he's getting one down. Obviously the Throat Spray, I already commented on my feelings on that set. We don't make prediction. He could have gone into Doublade there. He would have lost his Throat Spray boost. I could have pivoted out and got my Regenerator, and that thing would have never beaten Reuniclus for the rest of the game. So, no need to make a prediction whatsoever. Sometimes, like, I know that people like to make predictions. They like to be like, I'm going to make a big play here. But, like, sometimes you just don't have to. It's not worth it. Anyway, Doublade comes back out. We go into Vullaby every day of the week. Always go into... He goes for the Shadow Sneak. Just making sure I stay honest and go into Vullaby. Might as well. I fire off the foul play here in case he wants to try and stay in and Ironhead me, whatever. Ironhead wouldn't have 2-hit KO'd. He has to be +2 to 2-hit KOs. My Vullaby was EV'd so that we could switch in on Rocks, take a +2 Ironhead, and then take a +2 Shadow Sneak. And foul play. Unless he's max, if he's max HP, adamant max attack, foul play has like a 40% chance to KO. So depending on how much speed he ran, how much bulk he ran, how much attack he ran, we had a chance to kill him. And after a Spike and Rocks, we were always killing him. So unless he was like min attack and special or something. So again, just no need to make predictions. We get a nice chip off on this. We can pivot out into the Reuniclus as we find out this thing is Veil. I don't really think of Veil unless it's Ninetales, to be honest with you, but fine. We chew that freeze dry for 17%. We are going to be in range of the next one. We go out into Frostlass, might as well get that Regenerator back on our Reuniclus. He kind of has to click the freeze dry there to be able to kill Reuniclus. We get to stall out another turn of Veil, and we get an extra Spike up for our troubles, which means that this and this are getting so heavily worn down. This thing obviously can't come back in anyway. I understand his taunt play here. Maybe his best play was to try and freeze me, honestly. Probably was his best play at that point rather than taunting, but I do, only if he had seen that I was Assault Vest, which he clearly hadn't calced. We'd been playing at too fast a speed for either of us to have been calking. That's fair enough, I understand the taunt play. But yeah, if you guys were playing this and you were calking, then definitely I think his best play was to go for the freeze. Seeing that I'm Assault Vest, I can't set up anyway, you may as well go for the freeze. It could kind of help in the late game, but at this point, like, Drill is pretty much already won here. Like, yeah, once we started stalling out Veil, and even in Veil, look, like, things are at 30%. I don't even know if this is taking an Ironhead at 30%, to be honest. I doubt it. A Life Orb Ironhead, I doubt it. I don't know if this has taken an Ironhead, let alone a Rock Slide at 51% behind Veil. So, and with that, we stalled out the last 10 of Veil. That Hurricane Miss really doesn't matter too much because I'm always going to click Boom here. Let's say he'd confused me there and I hit myself in confusion and he would lived on 3 HP. I probably would have just gone hard Vullaby. Like, at that point, I would have gone hard Vullaby and I would have just clicked U-turn and basically just, again, kept him honest. Probably do 3% with U-turn. Probably don't. I might have had to click Brave Bird or something, but fine. We boom into the Ghost type. Doesn't really matter because that just gives us our Excadrill like we saw. And the end game that we built the team around comes to fruition. So, yeah, I feel like this explanation has perhaps been loose. I've just played the game. It's not like I've had a few hours to think about it and watch the replay a few times to give more in-depth analysis. But hopefully that helped. I felt bad for what felt like a super short battle. Those of you that stuck around, let me know down below if you appreciated having the extra analysis at the end. We now finished the season, I think 6-1. I think it was 7 weeks. Could have been 8 weeks, but I think it was 7 weeks. I'm pretty sure. So we finished 7-1. I realized that I really choked hard against Auto, not because I lost the game, but for those of you that watched last week's game, after Toxicroak didn't sweep, once Toxicroak failed to pick up the K on the Haxorus, I should have ran the timer down. And those of you that are watching still, I really want to know your opinion on this. Had I ran the timer down last week, we still had 3 Pokemon left. So what that would have meant is we would have lost 3 less differential than we did, and Auto would have gained 3 less differential than he did. So right now he's taken our first round bye slot in playoffs on differential. There's 3 teams that have only lost 1 game all season. Currently, as things stand, I don't know about last week's battles, so I'm not spoiling anything there. But that's the Toronto Lose Storms, the Nijmegen Nuzleafs, and your Bowland Bovines. So I basically surrendered the first round in playoffs bye because I gave Auto 3 differential and I lost 3 differential myself, which meant a 6 differential swing, which gave him the top spot. What I should have done is timer stalled him. I should have. We had. I think there was enough time that I could run down with my 2 remaining turns because basically I brought in Whimsicott, I clicked U-turn, he tried to preserve differential, switched his Haxorus out, and I think between those 2 turns I could have ran the timer out, lost a timer, but only lost the differential of 4-3 instead of 4-0. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of consider that a choke, but would you guys have been upset if I'd done that? That's what I really want to know. I really want to know what you guys feel like watching. I don't know Auto's rules on that. Maybe his league rules, like maybe he would have reprimanded me and said like that's not allowed. I think it would be, frankly. It would be hard to police. I could just pretend like I'm thinking for ages and let the clock run out. So it's a very difficult thing to actually police. But what do you guys think? I think that was my best play. I think timer is a valid part of this game that we're playing in. People are winning and losing games to timer, so if you can use it for differential, why not? Why not? So anyway, rambling thoughts. I'm just curious to know your opinions. Let me know down below what you guys think. That's it. GG again to my man JBWestside. We will move into playoffs now. As I say, I think we've sacrificed that AutoMatthic first round bye. Who knows? Auto could lose this week. OPJellicent could lose this week, and then we'd be back in that slot. But if we've only missed out on the first round bye on playoffs because I'm an idiot and didn't run the timer out, then so be it. Hey, that you take that, don't you? It's differential at the end of the day. Regardless, I am going to shut up now because I'm rambling on, and my throat, I don't know if you can hear it, is getting very, very painful, and I don't have too much of my drink left. But yeah, I'm going to go rest. I've got work again tomorrow. I work on phones. I'm on the phone all day with corona throat, and then I decide to record in the evening. Why do I do it to myself? My throat's in bits. Anyway, wish me a speedy recovery. Thank you so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.